while you were there.
The FCT minister,
right? That's one of them.
Is in PDP,
right?
But he controls the APC in Rivers State and in FCT.
Right.
I am a card-carrying member of the APC in FCT.
Guys, one of the media aides of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Aliyu, Audu, who recently resigned a couple of weeks ago, has further exposed the dark sides of Wike and Tinubu and their plans to control the opposition parties. The guy accused Wike of being in control of APC in Abuja and APC in Rivers State, as well as being in charge of PDP nationwide, with the backings of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the federal government. Let's recall that one of the reasons that the guy gave for resigning from his office as one of the media aides of Tinubu is that he believed that Tinubu has bastardized our democracy, stating that Tinubu wants to make Nigeria a one-party state by clamping down on the opposition, and according to him, that's not the kind of political ideologies he believes in. He also told the general public that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is filled with propaganda, that they kept on dishing propaganda on regular basis for public consumption, in order to keep the people distracted and busy while they deepen their evil acts. He made it clear to the general public a few weeks ago that wasn't what he bargained for before accepting the role of media aide to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Anyways, let's hear from the horse's mouth. But please, before that, kindly like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share and put on your notification bell to always be among the first to get notified with our latest updates on what is happening in our country and beyond. And do not also forget to drop your own opinion on this matter in the comment section below so we could have a conversation there. See you in my next video and thanks for watching. But then, let's watch the exclusive interview of Aliyu Audu with Charles Yanagolo of Arise News on Prime Time.
Tinubu's top aides, his senior special assistant on public affairs, in fact. But then Aliyu Audu suddenly resigned earlier this month and now says he's plotting against the president and is committed to seeing him removed from office in 2027. How's that for an about-face? But that's not all. Mr. Audu accuses President Tinubu of vengefulness, alleging that he prioritizes vengeance over collective progress. Mr. Audu says he was particularly irked by Mr. Tinubu's expressions of pleasure and delight over the crisis in the opposition parties, something he says further strengthened his resolve not to support the president's re-election bid. So how is it that a man who just 2 years ago had Mr. Tinubu's back is now promising to generate the kind of radioactive kryptonite that he hopes will destroy the president politically? What has brought about this dramatic loss of confidence? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the former senior special assistant to the president, Aliyu Audu, who's the convener of the APC Rebirth movement. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians.
I know you probably answered this question innumerable times, but bear with us, because this is the first time you're appearing on this program. Just remind us why you resigned, because resignation is quite a big step, isn't it?
Perhaps. I mean, it's a one part to declare my intention and make it known to God and to man that I'm no longer involved in this, and not even my silence can be misquoted for approval, you know. So I did what I have to do. I mean, in all sense of honesty and you know, sincerity, I couldn't remain in the government knowing I was at a point where I was convinced. It was a matter of conviction. I was convinced that it is not what I expect it to be, and it's definitely not what it should be. You know, I mean,
what was it about it that disappointed you?
The sheer display of unsportsmanliness. I mean, if, for the lack of better word to use, if that exists, I mean, we need to create a society where we say it's okay to healthily compete, and it's okay to have a winner, and to have those who don't win because they don't really lose. Nobody really loses. You know, the only man who loses is the man who doesn't try. You know, I mean, we need to make it normal that, you know, no winning is a part of winning. You don't win now, you work on winning next time.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand how that applies to your resignation.
Exactly.
With focus on the government that you were part of.
Yeah, the government.
Because you're speaking in parables.
The government I'm part of. No, it's straightforward. You see, the most uncomfortable part of it that I've come to realize with my resignation is how we are very comfortable with pretending that our problem exists, or we acknowledge it exists. We have the energy to solve the problem, but rather expend that energy in avoiding the consequences of solving a problem. We want to build. Something is in our way. We could use the energy to go through it, but we rather sidestep it and know that thing is forever coming to haunt us. It's a circle.
Yeah, but there must have been specific things that happened while you were there.
The FCT minister,
right, that's one of them,
is in PDP,
right,
but he controls the APC in Rivers State and in FCT.
Right.
I am a card-carrying member of the APC in FCT. I ran for local government chairman in FCT in APC 2015. Mm-hmm. I did not win the primary ticket, but I was instrumental to our winning the local government. We were in opposition at the time. Abdullahi Adamu Candido was our candidate that won the primary election. You know, the political elite in party secretariat wanted to ruin that because they wanted someone else. They wanted to be the, I was working in Accra at the time. I kept flying in. I was the youngest, or about it. Or maybe one person was younger than me, the son of the late House of Rep member. But I went around to all of the aspirants and I told them, you all wanted to win. You knew only one person was going to win. We had 32 people who indicated interest. 16 of us bought form. Of the 16 of us, we all knew one person was going to win. So if you really love the country and you love the party and the person who wins, you're going to work with him to deliver on what you want to deliver. I mean, basically, in our case, what has happened is, we have a Wike, who is a member of the PDP, destroying the PDP with the support of Mr. President, because the office of the minister of the FCT is not a political position, it's a state power. So if you give that state power to back someone to destroy opposition, let's remind ourselves that the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is president today is thanks to the existence of opposition. He might have played a huge role in keeping opposition alive, and he has gotten the biggest reward from installing himself practically. That's okay. But what isn't okay is now destroying the opposition because you don't want rivalry. You can't sell me liberalized economy but monopolize politics. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You are against monopoly in economy, but you are promoting monopoly in politics. Economy is a subset of your politics.
But do you think that, and I mean, there are people who will see the point that you're making, but do you think that in the same way that you're criticizing Nyesom Wike, who is in the PDP but is influential in the APC, do you think that your position, because you resigned and you've now taken sides against the president, is no longer tenable in the APC? Because, I mean, you're pointing fingers at Wike for being in another party and working with President Tinubu, but you are in the APC and working against President Tinubu. I mean, do you think that's a bit fresh?
No, it's not. Let's explain. I'm not working against the
president. You've said many times that you are determined to ensure that he doesn't
be elected.
Yeah, he doesn't win the election. That's working against him.
No, I'm not working against him. That's his first step in building the kind of future I want to have for my generation and those behind us. You see, those in President Tinubu's generation, they set after them. They can do the rubbish they're doing. Yes, and I mean it. They can do the rubbish they do. They are comfortable with the mediocrity, but we are not. And the fact is, see, we are building. If he makes himself an obstacle in what we are building, he's over 70. He's not anymore a shareholder or a stakeholder in this country than the rest of us. Let me tell you what former President Buhari told us in 2013 when we had to pay him a visit under the leadership of Barrister Ismail Ahmed. That was at the early stage of the formation of the APC. It had not even been formed formally. We knew there was going to be an all, there was going to be an progressive, and, with Barrister Ismail Ahmed leading the way, we had a movement called All Progressive Youth Forum. You know, most of us were people who came out of the occupied Nigeria in 2012. It wasn't because we didn't like Jonathan. It wasn't because we hated him. It was because we were desirous of a better nation and he wasn't doing the right thing. 85 or more of the people I grew up with are no longer in this country. They are all abroad. They are my mates. They are intelligent set of people. They are brilliant set of people.
And they are people who could be contributing to this country.
They were working I worked with MTN. I was a mid-level manager in MTN. They were at that level too. These are people who, they liquidated their business, sold their houses, sold their cars. At what? To be able to wash plates overseas? And we think it is okay that we have a set of people who want to sit on our yesterday, sit on our today, and steal our tomorrow. No, it's not okay. It's not.
Well, I'm impressed with your
and let me say it clearly that the very essence of progressivism is contestation of ideas and thoughts and reasoning. Even within the party itself, my membership of the party was at my instance, not at President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's like he cannot determine my membership of the APC. It's not up to him. It's not his call. What he could approve was my appointment, which he approved, over 2 months or nearly about that, after the nomination by the his former spokesperson, Ajuri. So I have given him back that. But what I do with my membership of the party, it's not up to him, because I started doing that. Part of what I did led to his emergence. When a set of people in the party brought in internal... You remember, I was here a couple of times. The APC rebellion started then, when we felt there were things not going right. I was a member of the committee. I was promised a land. It was taken because I refused to change my position. It is not a new... I walked away from a good paying job to do this. It is nothing new.
Right.
I'm not saying I am doing this. I'm saying we can all decide. First thing first, let's be very intentional about the country we want to build. Then be very intentional about what our challenges are. Then be very intentional about what we can do to fix it. Then start to do it.
And are there many more people like you within the APC?
As we speak, 80% of every card-carrying member who were responsible for his election. Let me tell you, the people who voted for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were card-carrying members of the APC who didn't want to see APC lose. They were not people who were paid.
And now?
They are aggrieved. They are inside, but they are unhappy with it.
So they're working from within against him.
They are just waiting to see the light. People waited. Let's remember that by 2014, about 24 governors had endorsed former President Jonathan, but there were a lot of people who were inside there waiting for something to happen. Out of them, there was a G7, then there was a G5 eventually. Then we saw what happened. The fact that everybody is going one way, the sign of desperation should tell us, because whoever is at the other side knows that not everything is right. And it's even more an attack on democracy, because you have governors who are supposedly doing well in their domain that are not originally APC. What has an Akwa Ibom got changing loyalty? What has Delta got changing loyalty? What impact has the APC ever made in Delta or Akwa Ibom?
Do you think that all those defections are going to have a negative impact on the APC?
It's going to have a negative impact on our existence, on democracy, if we don't stop it now.
Right. But on the APC specifically,
because
you're getting all these new people.
Oh yes, I have spent 12 years as a member of the APC, and I'll probably like to give it a shot again to run for local government chairman in Amak. But Mekalangu, the current chairman who was in PDP, has been taken to the national chairman by Wike to direct the state chairman of the APC in Abuja to register him as a member of the APC, and he told the sitting local government chairman in Amak that if he was to be re-elected, he should switch to APC, because Wike will ensure that there is no national secretary for the party to sign your nomination form before INEC, knowing that it's an essential part of your nomination. This is the same thing he's telling all the other governors. This is why they are running.
So it sounds like the APC is starting to implode.
Of course, because you are bringing someone to sit on my head. The queue grows from the tail. So you are growing the queue from the head.
And a lot of your focus is on, I mean, you're talking about the undermining of democratic values.
That's it.
And you're citing the relationship between Nyesom Wike and the president.
Unholy.
And I mean, just tell us a bit more about how you think that's at odds with democratic values.
If you want to run a government of national unity, it's institution. You can't build institution while you're destroying one. PDP is an institution whether we like it or not. APC is an institution. Labour Party is an institution. You cannot say we're going to build a Federal Republic of Nigeria is an institution. We need an institution that is bigger than individual, that is bigger than all of us. I mean, Trump won from the outside. He tried to mess up the institution. He was thrown out. But he won again. That shows you the fairness and the stability of an institution. We should aim to build that, not idolize an individual. He might have been the best yesterday. Doesn't mean he has to be the best today. Even if he is, he doesn't have to be the best tomorrow. I mean, the difference between Lagos State, whom has been under the control of the president, and the next best state is so wide that we should be concerned at why others are not catching up. This is the reason why they are not catching up.
Right. So, I mean, you said you're working against the president.
I'm working against his re-election.
His re-election. So who are you going to work for in 2027?
The God will provide that at the point.
But you haven't made up your mind
Like
yet.
I've told every single one of them who, I mean, we should not be about who will be the next president. We should be about what we expect to see in the next president. Then we look at ourselves and see who is the best among. We don't have to look for the perfect person. We just need to look for the best amongst us that is going to be answerable to us. There's going to be a transparency tag in the next president. We've got to be able to assess you. I worked for president for nearly 2 years. I didn't have a sit down with him. I'm one of his spokesperson. But he sat with Davido, who insulted him a couple of weeks before then. He sat with Jandor, who didn't even come second in Lagos election. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
And is there anything in the works for you with the opposition coalition, for example? I mean, are you talking to them?
The coalition is essential, but the real determinant of the future are the young people. We are taking our future. We are taking it. It's not by protest. It's not by not. We are organizing ourselves. It's silent, but it's massive.
Yeah, but you have to do it. I mean, if you're setting your sights on the presidency, for example, or whatever position it is, elected office, it has to come through a party.
We will adopt a party. We could even do it from the APC. It will be a good record for Mr. President,
right,
to say that he conducted a free, fair primary, that he won or didn't win, or conducted oversaw a free and fair general election, that he won or didn't win.
Well, do you expect him to do that?
Oh yeah, he's a Democrat.
Do you believe he's going to do that?
He should do that.
Did he do that in 2023? In your assessment?
It wasn't up to him. He was a contender.
Right.
He wasn't.
But now he's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it starts from given the independence that he asked for when he was in the opposition in INEC. He has to give them that, and he has to be not just. He has to wholeheartedly give them that, and majority of Nigerians need to believe that there is independence. Then he has to ensure that internal democracy is entrenched in the APC. Starting with the removal of Ganduje, who he imposed.
Ganduje is the chairman of the APC.
Yes, that position for the past 2 years belonged to North Central, where I am from. Ganduje is from Northwest. The leadership of National Assembly could have gone round the 6th geopolitical zone. We have the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, we have the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, then you bring the executive, the Vice, the President, and the Vice. This top six position should have been fair for the 6th geopolitical zone. But the President is from Southwest, the Vice is from the Northeast, the Speaker, the Senate President is from the South-South, the Deputy is from Northwest, the Speaker is from Northwest. Again, nothing for North Central. Then the chairman that is North Central by right. You've taken it to give another Northwest person. That's not democracy. anybody, whether a leader or a follower, who does not prioritize fairness, no matter how intelligent or how powerful it is, should not be in a driver's seat. It's simple as that. All of the injustice, all of the crimes, all of the Boko Haram, the IPOB, these are all symptoms of injustice. If the head of the country embodies injustice, there is nothing we will do. We won't have a right. There's got to be fairness. There's got to be. You are the leader. You are the one they look at first when they want to look at the nation. How am I looking at you and I'm looking at the person who isn't only satisfied with defeating his opponent, but want to ensure he does not exist again? How does that inspire me as a kid? How am I supposed to think it's okay that the kid who I play football with, should do better so I can do better so we challenge again tomorrow?
Well, let me say to you that your conviction is inspiring, and I want to thank you very much indeed.
That means so much
in.
coming from you, Mr. Charles.
Aliyu Audu is the former senior special assistant to the president. He is also the convener of the APC Rebirth Movement. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, bye-bye, and thank you for watching.